It's Old Man River. Waters are pretty high right now, but it's not even flood time yet. So we'll see what happens when we get to the long rains. Still a ways off, about 6 weeks off from the long rains. So we could have some pretty good floods here this year. I know there's a lot of snowpack in the mountains. So it wouldn't surprise me if we got significant flooding here this year. As I'm walking along, I'm checking out the plants. I am noticing more of those otzik and the golden beans, but for the most part they're not flowering yet. There's just I mean there's a bunch of them that are, but the majority are not starting to flower yet. So I am seeing the starts of rhombic leaf sunflower coming up, just the leaves, just the basal rosette, and yeah, keep my eyes peeled, see what else is going on. There is this lavender colored butterfly, really small lavender colored butterfly, called the spring azure, and I've come across one in the forest main here. It's just flying, and I don't know, I'm sure you can't see it. It's very small, and unless it lands, then you won't see it. And even if it does land, it won't spread the purple. The lavender color only seems to show up when it's see, here it is. It's landed. But you can see that when its wings are closed, you don't get to see that purple. Can you open your wings? Oh. Yeah, the only way to see the purple is when it's flying. But it really is a nice lavender color. Such a delicate little thing, those butterflies. I did also see a morning cloak on my way in. Last week I saw fire rim tortoiseshell in the mountains. I should expect to see some down this way now too. And clover looper moths should not be far off, so we may encounter them today. I've got a tiger beetle here. I forget what the actual species name is for this particular one. It's kind of a sand-colored, desert camouflaged tiger beetle. It's a train passing. Anyway, I'll see if I can get the camera close to him. Yeah, he flew away pretty quick. Just checking out this patch of buckbrush here. We can see the, or maybe you can't see, I don't know, but the buckbrush itself is starting to leaf out for the season, and see that leafing. And a lot of times in this particular patch, there will be a mallard nested. And so I'm just checking around to see if she's got any nest at this time. Yeah, I'm not seeing any mallard nests. Doesn't mean that they're not here. In fact, it's just, well, I know that they are here somewhere. Where exactly, I'm not sure. I have, however, spotted down here on the, just off the wet meadows, a very nice goose nest. Might have to get my other camera in play to show you that one. This goose is sitting on a nest right out here, and it's really quite picturesque, so I'll get my other video camera out and show you. I also see out there, one of the islands, that there's an abandoned nest. A bunch of eggs sitting out there, just sitting in the sun. It's Mama Goose. Sitting in her nest diligently, and I wouldn't be surprised if she's pretty close to hatching those eggs. Out on the water though, you can see out this way, this island where it looks like there's been a nest that's abandoned. A bunch of eggs just sitting in the sun. Who knows why it was abandoned. Stuff happens out here. Could be that the goose herself was killed. Could be that her eggs got wet because the water just came up a little too far. I mean, it does look pretty precarious right there. So I don't know what exactly happened, but something did. And she's abandoned the eggs. Alright, I'm just checking out the asparagus situation out this way at South Pond, and it looks like there were some large asparagus shoots, but that for the most part they're already been picked. I can see there's one here that somebody has picked. Here's a good one that has not been picked yet, next to 3 others that were. I'm gonna eat this one just to have at least one of the asparagus shoots from the pond this year. Generally, if you pick the asparagus shoots, more will come up if you pick them low to the ground. You can see there's another one there that's been picked, another couple there that have been picked. Here's one that is just rising. That's gonna be a nice big thick one. Even though myself and obviously some others know about these patches of asparagus here, it doesn't seem to matter because we pick them, and yet every year there's more that grow. Usually I do a pretty good harvest here, and still it's always going to be some stems that escape notice and grow up to be large plants, put out berries, and it's a pretty well established little spot of asparagus around the wet meadows. More of that tiger beetle. Let's see if I can get in close again. Yeah, I really I like those tiger beetles. I mean, up close, if you get to see them up close, they really look like little monsters. Pretty amazing looking. from my vantage point as a human being, usually they just look like some little fly. But get up close, they got like really intricate colors, and they got these great big giant front pinchers, jagged teeth on them, look really wicked. They hang out on these open areas of the path, and go after little insects that are crossing the paths. Just a few more phenological notes. Don't know if you could hear that, but there is a flicker still doing the dueling song. I've had robins. Oh, there's the flickers. Maybe I can even catch them on my other camera doing their joust. Yeah, these flickers here are doing a joust. Hopefully they'll continue. There's a particular song that they sing. Oh, one of them has flown away. I have managed to bother them. But yeah, basically these the male flickers have a little joust over territory, and there's a song that they sing as they do kind of like a sword fight with their beaks. But I interfered with the jousting. One of them's departed, so I guess the other one is by default the winner. Yeah, so before I came across the flickers, I was just going to make some phenological notes about some other things I'm seeing here in terms of plants. The Nebraska sedge is coming up. The new shoots of cattail are just starting to emerge. I've been scolded by robins as I moved along. Both male and female robins are here. Both male and female red-winged blackbirds are here. I heard one yellow-headed blackbird, and I've been seeing some tree swallows in the forest. So, but there's a lot of birds that just have not arrived yet, and be looking out for them. Okay, I just thought I would show some of the flowering catkins. I know this one is a little bit too far away to see, but what you have here is the narrowleaf cottonwood, and it's got a small reddish flowering catkin on it. And I always know the narrowleaf cottonwoods because they're the ones that grow a lot of branches, small branches right around the trunk. They're really helpful for birds because it provides like an excellent nesting area right around their trunk that's pretty well hidden from view. So that's the narrowleaf cottonwood. Over here we have the other cottonwood with the larger reddish purplish flower catkins. And then not far away over here we got these green catkins of the balsam poplar. So we got three different species here: the cottonwood, the narrowleaf cottonwood, and the balsam poplar. And each one has a little bit of a different, I mean, they're pretty close, and sometimes you actually get hybrids between them, so they're not really entirely different species, but but each one does have a little bit of its own flair. And for the narrow leaf, that's the one that I pretty much most enjoy because it provides such a good habitat for birds. So I'm down in the bullberry patch, otherwise known as the tick zone, and there's an area where in the buckbrush here, where last year at least there was a pheasant nesting, and I don't know if she'll be nesting here again this time around, but I thought I would take a peek. Oh, she may have already come and gone. They've already nested, either got predated or incubated, and yeah, looks like I'm a little bit late for her. Down this way is also the nest that my pet magpie, Derek's mom, keeps. And I don't know if she's using the nest this year. Wouldn't doubt it. It's right up there. She might be in there right now, she might not. A lot of times if I walk past the nest, if she's using it, she'll pop out. But I don't see her popping out, so either she's sitting still or she's not in there this year. Don't really know. Still a few flowers, still a few bullberry flowers open here, and so we got some bees and some other flying pollinators. But I don't want to stay down in this area too long because there's a lot of black rabbits, otherwise known as the mountain cottontails, and so the ticks just swarm this area, and this brush down here, and it is the case that occasionally I will get a tick, especially just like right now in this season. So the longer I stay down here, the more assured I am of getting one, and so I'm just gonna keep moving. Alright, so I'm down on the peninsula and I've come across a bad sign. Pretty sure we have a dead baby. It's gorgeous though. Doesn't smell, it's almost like it's mummified like this, and it yeah, it doesn't have the smell of death, but it's definitely dead. I think I'm gonna take this because it's just so beautiful. I don't know what happened to it. I mean, it hasn't been, a lot of times I'll find them like this when they're babies and the shell has been pecked through by a heron or something like that, but in this case it doesn't look so. I do notice that his head is not there, so there's a very good chance that a bird came along and snipped his head off. That could have been before or after he died. I noticed that, you know, his feet are pretty much the same way. The feet are clipped off. The head is clipped off. So all the easily accessible parts have just been clipped. Even the end of the tail is clipped off. So yeah, I'm guessing the birds already kind of like came and had what they could. So it's probably not the cause of death. This area that I'm standing on here happens to be one of the areas where the turtles nest. Oh, now I'm catching the smell of the funk. There is some funk to it. Still gonna take it with me. Still gonna take it with me and see if I can mummify it the rest of the way. to where it doesn't have any funk, because it's just such a pretty shell. Hey, such a pretty shell. I may be able to just I may be able to clean it out myself, in fact, and keep that nice shell, because that is a beauty. But yeah, this is one of the areas where the turtles nest down here on this peninsula, and so it's not surprising to find a baby turtle here. Every year, this time of the year, I do find some baby turtles deceased, and it's just the way it is. But for the ones that I find deceased, there sure are a lot of nice healthy ones tooling around the pond, so it's not too tragic. I mean, it is tragic, but it happens. Things die, even babies. In fact, when you really think about it, summer is the summer season. It's all about a feast on babies, and I think maybe I'll make a separate video about that, because it's one of the primary features of summer, of why there's so much life. I mean, there's so much birth, but there's also just a flourishing of life, an availability of food, and that availability are the babies, basically.